Allow me to start with what I would have considered as my conclusion. 50 years of Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories is an affront to the international legal order and to the whole world. It's not a question of Israel versus Palestine or Palestinians. It's really a question now, is there international law? Is there rules that govern the action of states or not? Palestine has been occupied for 50 years. What has happened? Yet when great power, a permanent member of the Security Council, occupied Crimea, and maybe they have their own reasons for that. I'm not for it or against it, but there were sanctions against it. The international community decided to take action. Here, you look the other way. I was in the Security Council in June '67. I was in the Security Council as a junior member of the Egyptian delegation in October '73. I was a member of the December '73 peace conference in Geneva. I have seen attempts by the international community to do something, because Geneva in '73, it was in accordance with the provisions of Security Council Resolution 338, which called for the implementation of 242. Now, the narrative has changed. It's not a question of implementation of rules of international law. The narrative now is let's talk. Let's talk. And as Prime Minister Shamir said in Madrid, we can talk for 100 years. I believe, and I have negotiated personally with Israel for over 15 years on many subjects, the question of the time factor is of strategic importance. You want time, and then what comes, comes. But it doesn't matter, you don't want to finish anything. And if we continue with that, we'll never see the end of this conflict. I would like to draw your attention to something else. What is the nature of the Palestinian territories? What are the Palestinian territories? They were under the mandate, and it was made very clear, not once, but twice by the International Court of Justice in 1950 and in 2004, that there are two principles which have to apply to mandatory territories. First, non-annexation. The first principle is non-annexation. They cannot be annexed by anyone. This is the rule of international law. And the second one is the welfare of the population. Now, what we have seen recently, as Saeb Arakat has reminded us this morning, is all kinds of violations of international law. As some have said, and even in publications, that Israel has become now the bastion of apartheid and discrimination. This has to end. It should end for the benefit of the morality and the democracy in Israel itself. So what one wants to see is a conference similar to the 1973 Geneva Conference, which should be dedicated to the implementation of the resolution adopted by the Security Council, namely 242 and 338. But to get into other matters and to start acting as if what is needed really is to talk and see how this piece of land will go there and this area will belong to another people, it's not the formula for success. Israel has accepted in many resolutions, in many commitments, written commitments, including with Egypt at Camp David, and I was present, that 242, which means withdrawal, will apply to the Palestinian territories. Now, all kinds of justifications have been advanced in many ways just to postpone this. I personally believe that this question of quartet with the Security Council decided upon was a waste of time, and I told them that in my first meeting with them. There is no need for anything like that. What is needed really is to say, let's carry out the commitments that has been made in very solid terms by the international community to ensure that Palestinians and Israelis will be able to live in peace according to the rules of international law. Thank you.